Welcome. Welcome, folks. You are in the right place, in the place to be where you're supposed to be. Look, we for any kinship with the stars. Oh, wisdom never comes when it is gold. And the great price we pay for it, full worth. We have it only when we are half earth. Little avails that coinage to the old. Modern love number 4. All other joys of life. George Meredith. Welcome, welcome, artists and family. You know what it is. Finally, Thursday night has come back. Pull up a Zoom box, grab a microphone, and get comfortable. It's about to go down. Open mic presented by the legendary, I said the legendary, Nuyorican Poets Cafe. I am your host. My name is Elemental. Happy Thursday. This is the jump off, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. You know how we do, because we've been doing this and doing this and doing this well for 48 weeks, right? And I'm so thankful that all these incredible artists are here with us this evening, right? We do this every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching on one of these streams, and listen, got some tech issues, however, right? When you're watching this, if you would like to jump in the Zoom, the number is on your screen, 977-539-856. Jump in, join the greatest community in the world. You want to know why I say that? Trust and believe. They're going to show you this evening. We are going to put that in your life this evening. Believe me. Jump in. It's a different experience in the Zoom. We do this thanks to some dedicated folks who pay these bills. All right. So we'd like to thank the New York State Department of Cultural Affairs and the Howard Gilman Foundation for hosting our free online events. You can add your energy to the mix with a tax-deductible donation by going to nuyorican.org/contribute. Every dollar counts and is appreciated. Make sure you are plugging in with the dopest tech in the Zoom verse. The one and only Ron Mark Thompson, aka RMT. You're not down with RMT by now, damn it. You should be, because that cat's dope, and he's all over the place. Trust. This is where you can find me, Elemental.com. Take out the T, put in the number 2, Elemental.com. Plug in so many things going on, folks. Tonight's theme. Oh, are you seeing this? How incredible this is going to be this evening. Togetherness, kinship. It's going to be incredible, all right? Tell us about what it means to you, right? Listen, But if your artwork is not on theme this evening, that is still totally cool because we are still looking forward to all of your incredible energy that you are sharing with us. Next week's theme, coming at you. Smoke signals, thoughts in motion, right? There was once a point in time, where people communicated from long distances using smoke signals, right? Of course, now, technology has, evolved beyond that. But what does that mean, right? Thoughts in motion, right? So that's what we're going to be looking at next week. Here is a look at, really, folks, this is the list for the end of 24. Like, this is it, folks. So get together. Listen, want to reiterate that week after next, right? It's a 2-minute jump off. All right. We're going to open up the spot for a few more folks to rock, but it's all 2 minutes. All right. So bring your best 2-minute poem and let's get to it. So let's get to the rules so we can get to the artistry this evening. Artists, turn your cameras on. We are trying to simulate a live open mic stage as much as possible. Plus, we love to see all the beautiful exuberance that goes into your performance. So turn your cameras on. As you're doing that and preparing to get to the stage, have your artwork ready. All right. Make sure your sound settings are all ready to rock. Our resident musicians are in the building, right? Make sure we can hear every single strum, every single string, right? Because we are about that life. All right. Artists, you got 3 minutes to rock, right? Plus a 30-second intro. Let the folks know how they can find you and how to connect with all the things you do, right? Make sure you are also changing your name in the Zoom to coincide with how people can connect with you. All right, before or after you rock, put your information in the chat so we can connect. We are all about building community, and we will continue to do just that. We have reached that time, folks, where all the youngins should be heading to the bed, right? Because there are explicit lyricists in our community, right? And the founders of our cafe were major proponents on the freedom of speech, and we will make sure it maintains in the vein of everything we do. Therefore, there is no censorship other than any hate speech or any ism that will not, I said not, be tolerated. Let's around and get cute and get the boot up out of here, all right? Listen, please know the cafe does not share the same ideas that everyone shares, all right? Everyone is their own independent thinker and creative artist, all right? Listen, this is a true call and response space, all right? After these artists get up here and share a true essence of who they are, you will see this pop up on your screen. This is when you get a chance to share all of that energy, all of that exuberance back with the artist, all right? Trust me, don't worry about the noise, y'all. It's the rowdiest night of the week anyway, right? So make sure you give all that energy to the artist. Trust me, it will all be returned to you in their performance. Believe it. The guaranteed list tonight is closed, all right, because sign up begins 24 hours before the show, all right, at 8 p.m. Eastern, right? Sign up, you go to Nuyorican.org, you click on the full events calendar, you click on a Thursday that you want to get down on, and you need an artist RSVP ticket. It's the only way to get on the guaranteed list, and they will not populate until 24 hours before the show, all right? I have heard from some folks, they've been having some issues signing up, all right? So we'll work that out, folks. Trust. If you're in the tri-state area, make sure you are plugging in the Nuyorican Bowery Slam. Listen, that stage is hot, man. For real, they may have to rebuild it after the flame that they've been bringing. For real, if you can fall through, please do. Right? Shout out J Rose. Shout out Luna Rosa. At the Lower East Side Center, right? Soul Preem in the building. Listen, that cat is incredible too. Make sure you fall through. The teen open mic is coming, right? So again, keep it on your calendar. All right. The final Friday slam this month is on Zoom, right? And I implore all of you, because one of the greatest community in the world will be rocking, all right? So make sure you plug in, all right? Also, listen, the Bodie Mix open mic is coming, right? Know thyself. Listen, meditative spaces, right? Taking care of the whole artist, right? That's what it's about. Tonight's list, all of these incredible artists came to rock. All of these, man. Are you ready, folks? Let's get to it. Here's all my rowdy friends here on Thursday night. What's good, good people? It is great to see all of you. I hope all of you have been well. Really, I hope all of you have been well. Let's get to this list. So, setting us off this evening. And listen, this is this is a rarity, right? This is a rarity. But we get to start the night getting our energy back into the right place. And I'm telling you, this dude is a master at it. The one and only Joski C is setting us off this evening. Man, Joski, come on, man. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, sir. Man, come on, set it off.
Hey, Elemental.
Sounding like a rock star as always,
All
Joski.
right.
Take it away.
I got a couple short poems. This was inspired by last week. Notes on patriotism. Blind patriotism. Country, right or wrong. Country, love it or leave it. Clear-eyed patriotism. Country needs to right its wrongs. Country's people need their rights. Country, love it, improve it. Crime. You say you are opposed to crime, but he is a felon 34 times, found liable for sexual assault. This is who you voted for? He vilifies those who cross a river, though it's mined with buoys and spikes. So who is the criminal? What is the crime? And who in the world did you vote for? I am a forgetful man. Memories like water flow. I can see them shimmering, drifting like a wayward soul. I can't forgive myself for things that I regret. Sorrows play between the frets on my guitar. There's so much more to say in ever fewer days. A wayward soul you tried to save. I got more than I gave. I am a destination up ahead, hidden just around the bend, waiting like an empty urn, waiting like a patient grave. I can't forgive myself for things that I regret. Sorrows played between the frets on my guitar. There's so much more to say in ever fewer days. A wayward soul you tried to save. I got more than I gave. Forgetful man, memories come shimmering, memories like water flow. I just got to let it go. I just got to let it go. I just got to let it go.
It's never done until that last chord hits. You know what I mean? Like you just gotta have that chord. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Joski C.
Yeah. Yeah, I really appreciate those short poems you kicked off with too, Joski, and thanks for that. Your healing vibes again. More and more essential here.
So true. And that line, I just got to let it go. And the way you repeated it several times, like, oh, Josuke, thank you. Yes, I echo everything that Paul said.
Right. Energy like water flow, he said. Right. I just gotta let it go. Like his flow is just crazy, man. Right. In his first piece, he said clear-eyed patriotism. Right. I think again, these lines is gonna it's starting early, folks. Right. Starship is on the way, right? Trust. Um, in crying, he said, this is who you voted for. And in his song, he said, I got more than I gave, but there's so much more to say, right? And it's the beauty of being artists. We don't have to say everything, but we say a lot of it. And then, you get a song like that to bring balance to our week. I'm thankful for you, Joski, every time you rip. Truly, truly appreciate you. Love to Dean, too. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, this incredible artist, man, just continues to get better and better and better. Every time I hear this cat, always with the rhyme, always right on time. The one and only Eddie Foreman in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you. Come on, man. Take it away.
Thank you, my bro, like no other words like thunder. All right, my name is Ed Potato Fantastic. Please tell me to join my rhyme file for Sublime. I got three short pieces, so I won't take too much time. This is called Give Me Poetry. Give me poetry or give me death. Resist the tormentor in your open mic centers. Use your worry daggers to attack the attackers. The dream isn't over. Embrace the exposure. Understand stupidity is king. Don't let them clip your wings. I embrace the revolution to change this shallow institution. Poetry needs to be spoken, not to be banned or cost a token. If words aren't free, then what is? Don't be mute in the dark abyss. Please fight, riot, or speak. Even the tiniest mouse has to squeak. Thank you. My other one is called You Never Walk Alone. You never walk alone. You're not heavy as stone. One is the loneliest number that you ever do. Yet it's not about you, you, and you. Someone has your shoes. Don't be red, green, black, or blue. Someone knows what you've been through. One is okay, but nothing better than two. Remember, life can be a downer, but you're not a lone survivor. You can have doubts, but smile. Don't pout. Things can get scary or get a bit more hairy. You just need to find some friends. Why not learn something or maybe a trend? I'm naming a few suggestions for your inner or outer situations. Like they say, it's only your mind. You're first or last, but never behind. Again, you're never ever alone. Don't stay in your personal twilight zone. And the last one, not least, is called First and Last. We're always behind in the back of our minds. We can't stay blind by the rushing tide. We're all winners. We're all beginners. We're not losers. We're not snoozers. We have unique skills. We can help or kill. We send chills or thrills. We, the queens or kings of the hill. Don't be belittled by society. They don't stand variety. They don't stand who you are. You're a bright, shining star. Please stop having high expectations. When I go on a stress-free vacation, who are you trying to impress? Don't press for progress. You want to be like everyone else. You're a book on a global bookshelf. Why can't you appreciate you? Maybe you need to change your view. Why must you outdo everyone? The moon isn't outdoing the sun. Everything isn't a competition. It's not in life's grand definition. Maybe you need to point the telescope within. Be your cheerleader and your friend. You don't live twice but once. Be a happy sage than an arrogant dunce. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I told y'all, man, this dude is so on time with it. As always, unmute yourself. Give it up for Eddie Foreman.
Woo!
Yeah.
Loved it.
Wow.
So many little tidbit rhymes that are very, very meaningful even in their shortness and their brevity. It was really good. Enjoyed it.
Right, Bonnie? It's like wisdom in two rhymes.
Yeah.
Don't stay in your personal twilight zone. Eddie, that needs to be on a billboard all over town.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, all these wonderful lines, including even the tiniest mouse has to squeak. I mean, that's wow, that's powerful, and amazing.
Let's go. Let's go. I love our community. Listen, I know I'm biased, but y'all are so amazing, right? Um, because when the lines work, Eddie, they work, sir. Right. Give me poetry or give me death. You see, Lantern is on it too, right? Poetry should be spoken. Even the tiniest mouse. Come on. You're not a lone survivor, right? That, that Twilight Zone line, man, for real. Don't be belittled by society. I think it's heavyweight too, man. Who are you trying to impress, right? If you are not working to better yourself, you got the wrong job. You got the wrong job. Sorry. Appreciate you, Eddie, for coming in and putting that work, man. For real. Appreciate you. Make sure you're following Eddie Poetastic. That cat's all over the place. Coming up next, we have a new voice in the evening. Welcome to Alan. Gary, please tell us, without giving us your address, where in the world are you plugging in from this evening?
I am New York, and I'm
New
glad to be
York.
here. I love it. And
Okay,
catch
okay.
me on Facebook.
Okay, hold up. Listen. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. All right. Make sure you put your information in the chat so we can connect with you. All right. Please. You see how it's going this evening? Please, welcome. Take it away.
Okay, got two quick pieces here on the theme tonight. And the first one is for anyone who has a child or just the child inside. It's called Lullaby. You are my child. Your heart sings my song. Your melody inspires me. Inextricably, we are linked. Heavenly choirs serenade, angels wink, and promenade as you grace this world and face and unfurl your beauty and gifts because you are worthy of applause. Journey with me fantastically. I give you my love, and you will be my lullaby. Next poem, inspired by Khalil Gibran, one of my favorites. This one's about love, and well, that should be universal, and that's what we need now and forevermore. It's called Love is a Pebble. Love is not a burden like Sisyphus. It comes not in waves like a tsunami. Its intent is not destruction to sink ships or dreams. Love in its essence is gentle, not rough. It shines bright, thermoluminescence. Love is meant to delight. It is easy. That is its might. It fights not within itself and cannot be wrong because it is right. Love in its ontology proves bearable lightness of being because when we are seeing beauty and goodness, no need ever for apology. Love is imbued with every atom of every existence, yet able to be held in the palm of your heart. Love does not end when it begins, like a friend who exists and lives forever in memory. Love is weightless, so all may carry, yet filled with richness. It is true, never ambiguous. Love creates the universe, everything which is incredible, not out of grasp. Love is a pebble on a blade of grass. Thank you.
Goodness. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Alan. Gary. Oh, of course, I would have to actually ask you to unmute yourself, right? Give it up, folks.
Wonderful. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ellen. Thank you very much.
Yes, such wonderful words. Welcome, welcome. That's amazing.
Yeah, beautiful last line in that last piece, Ellen. Anytime you want to drag Khalil Gibran's influence here, I think you're going to find a big welcome, as you've just heard.
That is absolutely correct. That is the Jedi Master. Listen, you're absolutely right, right? When you come through with something as soft as the work that you put in, right, but still with that heaviness in it, yeah, you got fans in this place, right? Your heart sings my song in that lullaby piece, right? You are worthy of applause. Listen, I'm not gonna get all teary-eyed talking about my kids, but listen, that's work. Love is a pebble, right? Like just two. He said thermoluminescence. It was the last time you heard that anywhere. Uh, and able to be held in the palm of your heart. Man, stop it. Stop it. Appreciate you, Alan. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. Hope to see you next week. Appreciate you for coming through, truly. All right, coming up next, yo, shout out to educators in the building. This gentleman continues to come through whether he rips or not. He is always sharing his energy with the community. Love to hear this cat rip. The one and only Doug Silver in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, sir. Please take it away. Yeah, I'm saying I would have to unmute you first in order for you to get down, right?
There you go. I'm in
There
here
it
now.
is.
Good to
Take it
see
away,
you.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Elemental. Great to see you. RMT and all the poets, as always. Speaking of tonight's theme, togetherness, letting you know that this is the week of my 3-year mark here since I joined Nuyo. You, Elemental, and everyone here have meant and continue to mean very much to me. I thank you. This piece is on theme in a revised draft of a poem I shared here a while ago. This version is considered a braided poem with several characters and a few themes that hopefully intertwine. It's called Water Signs. She's seen the signs, and when she did, went through them like a checklist, one at a time. Love is love, water is life, science is real. Out of the clear sky, it started to pour that day. On my walk, I got caught up in it. My smartphone hadn't predicted this. He's seen the signs, and when he did, went through them like a checklist, one at a time. Black Lives Matter. No human is illegal. Science is real. Big new SUVs were driving excessively fast on the wet streets that day. I saw this as a sign. The rich people were angry. Her daughter, 9 months young, strapped securely into her seat, staring out of the car window at the smoke between the trees. Maybe it's a sign, she says to her daughter, but she knows she's talking to herself. We're really leaving this time to some place with more rain, to some place with less pain. The ocean, maybe, she laughs. Can we make it to the ocean? Racing between the tired old cars, a huge SUV sped through a puddle that day, splashing a wave at me. No matter, I laughed, I'm already drenched. He finally gets home, if this is home, his basement apartment with a foot of water covering the cement floor. He grabs some clothes, his computer, his toothbrush, gets back into his car and drives. The sign above the highway reads, Ocean Beaches next right. I'm going there, he laughs, where the water's supposed to be. Thank you, Elemental. Thanks, everybody.
Where the water's supposed to be. Not here, damn it. Oh my goodness, man. It's so great to hear you. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Doug Silver.
That was fantastic.
Thanks, Doug, and congratulations on 3 years here. That's, a miracle considering,
Thank you, Paul.
considering how this kind of originated and what it was established to overcome, and that you've been here for so long, carrying through and helping everybody
Thank you,
overcome.
Paul.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've seen a lot
thanks.
of changes, haven't we? A lot of changes over the many years that you've been here.
Yep.
But the beauty is, isn't it amazing that many of us remember our first time on online, So Douglas,
Yeah.
happy 3rd anniversary. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you, Ron.
your welcome.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody.
Absolutely. Happy New Year anniversary. Listen, that is significant, man. It really is, staying dedicated to anything, especially with the shifting climate and the ever-changing atmosphere. But I'm thankful, right? I'm thankful that I've known you for the 3 years that you've been rocking here, right? And that's why you get the love that you get. You're dedicated to not only being an educator, but being an incredible poet and sharing your energy with the community. I'm thankful for you, Doug. I appreciate you, sir. All right, let's keep it going, right? Because listen, Doug Silver, he laid it down already, right? Science is real. Science is real. She knew she was talking to herself. Can we make it to the ocean? Can we? Can we make it to the ocean? Go to where the water's supposed to be. This guy's just work, man. Appreciate you, Professor Platinum, truly. All right, coming up next, all the way across the pond, this cat. This cat's incredible, man. The most eloquent writer I know. The one and only Lantern Carrier is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Lantern. Always great to see you. Please, take it away. Where'd Lantern go? Oh, no. Did we lose Lantern? All right. Maybe we did. Maybe we lost Lantern. Oh, no, there he is. Listen, there he is.
I got it.
Okay.
The
There he
unmute
is.
came
Take it away, sir,
through.
please.
My kinship runs a melody from the mineral to the most high, expressing itself in a diversity of ways in and through the manifestation of creation. The good energy of beings, the better energy of family, and the best energy of soulful service to all love's children is one of unspoken beauty. Our dance has always been wrapped in harmony, even when she entered by twilight, draped only in the regal ebony of a magnificent form. I gaze at the attractiveness of a melanin silhouette, glistening with the shades of ancient Egypt. Her royal Nubian curves dance in a stream of gleaming moonlight, peering through the Venetian blinds. Hips swaying with elegance and majesty, she strode effortlessly, with the poise and dignity of a queen. I stood as one transfixed, my breath swinging to the rhythm of her delicate moves, even as her voice ascended with soulful eloquence. Resonating the sublimity of ancient goddesses, her words soared across the lands of sonorous Africa. Hearing the sacredness of mellifluous bewitchment, I watched her chest heave as a raven attribute stood proud, adorned in perfect symmetry. My soul dripped tears of reverence, ascending towards paradise. Lantern says, my sweetest love, you are my kindred spirit, for we have always been together. You are my very pulse of being. You have disguised yourself in lustrous shapes and forms so I can enjoy you fully, playing your enchanting magical harmonies in a cute kaleidoscope of myriad tapestries. Unabashed by the dark chocolate of your undressing, you avail your beauty, displaying a matchless grandeur at the portals where speech have been replaced by blissful silence. I have stirred my longing in wine so that inebriated, I can become free to pour out the secrets of my heart to you. I brewed my tea in nectar to remind myself that only the rhapsody of your enduring delight is worth dying for. I bowed in prayerful reverence so that my sorrows would be transformed into a priceless joy. Perhaps only we two can understand my feelings, the sweetest passion, the sweetest fire of passion blazing in my heart. May our lips encounter so that the butterflies within will sing with the glee of 1,000 sparrows and canaries. You are the light, piercing through the windows of my darkness like moonlit rays, flooding my cavern with incandescence. I close my eyes, see your alchemy work wonders in an unfurling flower, stunning my being with her enchantment. Lantern Carrier, thank you.
Stunning my being with I know that. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Lantern Carrier.
Beautiful.
That was amazing. That was one special tribute. Lucky person, for sure.
Yeah, it's always great to have you here from across the ocean. You're amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's just so sensuous again. You were hitting all the six senses, and I felt myself overflowing. I'm totally sitting at your feet, listening to that, Lantern. Thanks again for being here. I'm sure you appreciate how much what you have to, what you so unselfishly bring here all the time means so much more as we go forward here.
Thank you so much, my very illustrious brother.
Absolutely. You know, I'm thankful for that dude too. Like the Jedi Master series. Um, Lantern, and listen, Lantern's been rocking with us for a few years also, right? Um, and he's stayed with us through all these changes. And listen, Lantern's one of those cats. He started off by saying, "My kinship runs a melody from minerals to the Most High." What? Our dance has always been wrapped in a harmony. Come on, man. Come on. My breath swinging to the melody of her delicate moves. Come on. What? My soul drip tears of reverence in a cute kaleidoscope of elegant tapestries. Who says shit like that? Lantern, you are the light peeking through the windows of my darkness. Man, I appreciate you, sir, for what you do and how you do it and sharing it with us. Told y'all, man, that cat's dope. Thank you, sir. All right, coming up next, it is great to see this artist, right? I saw, right, social media, this artist been putting in work, like seriously putting in work. I'm thankful that you made time to come and rock with us. The one and only Bonnie Soloway in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Bonnie. Always great to see you. Please take it away.
Thank you so much, everyone, Elemental. I'm proud to say that no one can ever find me on X again. That was one of my first give backs after the election. Anyway, so this is more of that theme. Written, I guess, started the first day after the election. It's called Brain Ramblings. My eyes opened up to the morning sun and asked, hey, what's the deal? Why are we still in bed? By the way, we've missed another meal. My brain was angry, really pissed, refusing to give an inch. We're not ready to face the world, not even to Netflix binge. My heart tried hard to intervene through flowing tears that day, but she wasn't up for kumbayas or gathering hands to pray. My soul rose up in disbelief, likewise confused and sad, saying, listen to all of you, your thoughts so ironclad. If we can't agree within ourselves, what chances lie ahead to get up strong and fight, to connect our common threads? Or just say, fuck it, we don't care. Do with us as you will. We'll be right here under covers, fine-tuning scrolling skills. No, we must fight for justice, no matter what it takes. When others are being persecuted, everyone's freedoms are at stake. Brain, please keep us focused as we navigate our way down this bumpy, potholed road of indifference, angst, and hate. You don't have to love each person, but we all can use some heart to keep frustration held in check, to give ourselves a running start. As your soul, I doth command thee, keep yourselves intact, do whatever it may take to look ahead more so than back. Other than to remember that during World War II, the bravest of our heroes were those who stood beside the Jews. Sure, it was the Jews back then, but others could be next in line. It'll be starting soon with immigrants. Women and LGBTQ could be right behind. So arise and listen to what your soul has said. Your eyes will point the way once your ass is out of bed. And I want to end with just two brief quotes from Elie Wiesel, who is Romanian Holocaust survivor, author of 57 books, probably best known for his book Night, which was based on his experiences in Auschwitz and Buchenwald. What hurts the victim most is not the cruelty of the oppressor, but the silence of the bystander. And second, there may be times we are powerless to prevent injustice, but there must never be a time when we fail to protest. So I have to thank Elemental and Ron for giving probably the best, maybe only platform for protest. That's how I feel about it. So thank you very much. That was it.
There's something about this community that's just it's so one of a kind, man. I just can't tell y'all enough. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Bonnie Soloway.
Thank you for
Here,
that,
here, Bonnie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bonnie, you're always
Bravo.
welcome. Bonnie, you're always welcome to call into our show on first and third Wednesdays of the month and protest all you like. We love controversy talk as long as it's you
I'm
know
all about that.
as long as people know how to debate and etiquette, you know.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, Bonnie, I talk to my mind all the time. So I just felt so familiar with what you were doing. I read Elie Wiesel's Night when I was a kid. So,
Mhm.
you know, your work was really speaking to me tonight.
Thank you. I'm so glad.
Yeah, and Bonnie, X may have lost you through their own fault, you know, but we are happy here at the Nuyorican Poets Cafe. We got you. So keep protesting, keep coming, keep protesting here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Really.
Bonnie.
Listen, this is a community, folks, right? They say it takes a village, right? This is just that, right? We are here to hold space for each other, right? And listen to each other, right? Like my man I Inspiration said, right? Learn how to debate with etiquette. And then we can actually get some things done, right? In the brain ramblings, like there's just something about that, right? When your brain is refusing to give an inch, right? Right? We must fight for justice, right? Not indifference, angst, and hate, right? The quote that just, man, it just got me. It's not the cruelty of the oppressor, but the silence of the bystander. Damn it. That's what I'm talking about, right? Oh, listen, thank you, Bonnie. Thank you for using your voice fearlessly to say what you need to say and bringing it here, right? Because you know we're about that life. You know we're going to hear it. So thank you, Bonnie. We appreciate you, truly. All right. Four more poets, and then we're going to go to halftime. All right. Coming up next, this incredible author of The Impromptu of Love of Music is just, listen, the storytellers are in the building this evening, y'all. I'm telling you, the eloquent writers are here also. Here comes another. The one and only Ray Whitaker in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
Mute. All righty. The unmute worked. Thank you. It's nice to be back. I've always appreciate being on this forum, this platform, and hearing all the fabulous people read. You guys are all inspiring. And I have two for you tonight, and they're both on theme. But the second one, you may have to stretch a little bit to get it. But this first one is pretty fresh. Wrote it Thursday last week. So this one's called Endless Range. This set of mountains moves west and wester still until they move north and south, following the 6 directions. Their crags speak to the sky of the events below, all in the rocky languages, poorly understood by those bound to 2 feet. Caressing the earth in moccasins, he, or was it she, looks about in the craggy heights for a handhold, in the pegmatite faces of canyons, the reds and blacks of the moist deeps, those purples of sheerness, keeping the less adventurous at bay. Coming down into the alley below the gorges of a distance barely seen, he, or was it she, knows that off in the yonder reaches there might just be a place in that bigness to drive their thoughts to. An abandoned 2-story ranch house sits the still, its invisible solitude quiet now of the children's voices. The hand-split shingles on the roof still keep the water out. Both the harsh winter snows and warm summer rains don't touch the singularity of a dry interior, as if waiting for the family to return. from where they disappeared to so long ago. That ranch house perched on the mountainside has the cookhouse and porch attached, where a descendant has placed new tin over it, then left it again. And there, under that, is the place where the questions may have gotten answered, and maybe not. Perhaps just having raised those inquiries into the meanings of the lives lived under the eaves. Thank you. And this last one is, hopefully will lighten things up a little bit. It's from my second book, 2318. Got a little age on it, but it's still a good one, I think. So it's called There Is and There Isn't. As it comes, it also goes as quickly. It's all just the same, and it's also different. It's just because I am mystified, because sometimes it's there, and just as often it isn't. Thank you.
This dude, I told y'all, man, this dude does this. Unmute yourself, give it up for Ray Whitaker.
Super. That last piece was just absolute verbal magic.
Nice. Nice stuff. I love the good short tight poem every time. It's so hard to do well.
Thank you all. Thank you. It's so good to be back.
It's great to see you.
We are thankful that you made it back, right? We're thankful that you always come back, right? Again, because what you do is there's only one. There's only one, right? And we appreciate all that you do simply because you do it fearlessly, right? Even in the poem, you said endless range. I would think about maybe, I don't know, that's a little bit brass, but that's a title in itself, right? Like, it clearly is a title, but I'm saying a bigger title, right? Endless range, indeed. Pegmatite? Pegmatite? Like, come on, man. Don't touch the integrity under the heat. It's like, come on, man. Like, being in that space, man, you truly embody that time that you spend in there, and you really give honor to every aspect of it, and it comes through in your writing how much you enjoy being in those spaces and having that as your muse. It's incredible, sir. The second piece, it's all just the same, but it's all so different. Like, that's just fantastic. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Welcome. Always welcome back. You know, I can't say that. You know, you're just family. So make sure you find your way back. That's it. Appreciate you. Coming up next, Brooklyn in the building, coming through. This artist continues to come through and rip and wreck shop. Trust me. And here comes another. The one and only Mark Kenzie is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you. Come on, take it away.
And find me here. The Bee Gees' Staying Alive played at the commencement of our partial hospitalization program's fashion show. We walked, paused, and posed on cue. Jennifer, a Haitian patient, did my Bantu knots one day after class with extensions and loose office rubber bands. She longed to be a Disney star, but she was an adult now and seemed obsessed nonetheless. She sure was a triple threat. She partook in every segment, sung solo and danced to Shakira's Waka Waka, the theme song and self-empowerment anthem to the 2010 FIFA World Cup, or simply put, the Olympics of soccer. Her dance partner has asthma. At the end of their performance, nearly passed out and needed an emergency pump or inhaler. She has a dog-sitting business that is flourishing, as she said. Her parents don't understand it, so they question her intentions and sense of purpose in the world. My makeup was done by a short European lady, maybe Italian, whose small, loose, clumsy wrists and tremoring hands wrestled with makeup brushes and lipstick as she applied her interpretation of tribal African-inspired looks. She longed to be a YouTube makeup tutorial person. She is a survivor of domestic violence. Her ex ravished her. At a separate occasion, beat her up in his home in another state, which she accompanied him to. I wore a traditional African wrap dress made with a large piece of fabric, along with a chunky beaded necklace. I wore a knitted sandal too, made by a social worker, whom were the main audience members. We had a photographer and couldn't take pictures. I've never felt so fabulous. Coincidentally, well, nothing is, actually. But bear with me. I made a collage of Maya Angelou, who too wore a traditional wrap dress on her trip to Africa, where she met with prominent leaders or contemporaries, some civil rights activists who envisioned merging Black American and African political, cultural values and interests to advance the Black race. There was division and conflict nonetheless. They tried to get back to their roots to understand South Africa's apartheid system in relation to the American South segregation. She visited Ghana, the center of the African slave trade. Marguerite Johnson keeps showing up for me. I wanted Mama to name me Marjorie, but she maintained such a name was all too common amongst family. My darling, you have summoned a foreign breeze, a brutal ache awakened in me. The wisdom of the pearl, its weight, merit, beauty, well suited for a laborer whose backbone breaks along the voyage. Oh, the course it takes. A web spun silk roads of spirals and tunnels. The mere fiber of my being screams to release. Thank you.
You've been hanging out with some word wizards. I'm serious. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Markencia.
Amazing.
That's what I'm talking about, Markencia. Bring that culture, bring that culture. That was so steep and wonderful and rich and full.
Great, beautiful storytelling. I just sort of on the edge of your seat, waiting for the next words. It was really beautiful.
Yeah, that was so well written, and I just loved it conceptually. And I love the idea of the partial hospitalization fashion show. I think that was a really cool idea.
Hey, listen, you got fans around these parts, Markencia. I thought you knew that, right? Right? We here for all of that, right? For the sandals that the person made, for the little Italian lady that did the makeup, the whole nine. We here for that, right? Questioned her intention and sense of purpose in the world, right? She said, you summoned a foreign wind? What? What? Apartheid in relation to American slavery. The wisdom of the pearl carries weight. Man, I don't know if that was given to you in a different language and you translated it or if it came to you that way, but that is such a heavy line. It just is. It just is. Hold on. I'm coming back at you, Markencia. I want the answer to that question. Did it come at you in another language or did it come at you like that?
The word Marjorie, it means pearl. And pearl has to do with wisdom and stuff like that. So I kind of try to,
Got
try to find meaning.
Thank you for that. It's a whole nother meaning when you get the, you know what I mean? When you understand what it is, then it hits a different way. Thank you for that. Thank you. Truly appreciate you. All right. Listen. Coming up next, this artist has not been around for a while, right? But has maintained contact to say, hey, I'm still working, I'm still living, I'm still moving, I'm still grooving. And tonight, she has found her way back in the building. The one and only Tiffany Haiti is here. Wow, it's been a while, but it is great to see you. Listen, let these folks know how they can find you, where they can find you. Great to see you. Please, take it away.
Okay. You can find me on tiffanyhaiti.blogspot.com. and I have a writing blog on there. And tonight I'm going to be sharing my poem titled Zambia in Nude. Zambia in Nude. Black moon fades into luxury's palace. Empress of black skin was like an onyx night. Love draped a veil over the goddess of the night village. Tribal rhythms sway as night stars begin to unmask themselves. She was nude in the nakedness of night. Her name was Zambia. Her long braids spill forward. She was wrapped in black intrigues trapped in oil. Mistress of blooming things, the color of dark violets. She was black femininity wedded to the stillness of the sea, to its depth. She was smoke and fire. She was a villager of night on ancient land. She was an exotic midnight visage of beauty's edge. She was sleek lilac flowers. She was black lavender. She was sensuality immersed in water. She was a fixation of the truth of wise men. She was images of night's blossoms mirrored. She was illicit plants. She was the sun's fuchsia color that mirrored her aura while remaining black. Her eyelids were sleepy and her eyes were the color of the ebony night. She was a river through dry lands. She was the empress of lovers. She was a swan that glides. She was a dream that vanishes during the night that was once the epitome of a black-skinned woman. Thank you.
Yeah. See, that's what happens, right? You take a hiatus and you come back with the work, right? Unmute yourself. Give it up for Tiffany. Hey.
Yeah, more. If that's what has to happen for you to come back with stuff like that, I don't mind if you take another break.
Okay. Yeah, I've been having a lot of stuff going on in my personal life, but I'm still trying to write. Thank you.
Appreciate you being here whenever you can get here.
Well, Tiffany,
Thank
it was
you. I
nice
appreciate all
hearing.
of you.
It was nice hearing you for the first time. I'm new. I just joined into the community September 12th, so it was my first time hearing you, and I enjoyed it. So you're on Facebook and other socials as well under your name, or?
Yeah, I don't have my poetry on Facebook. It's more on my blog, tiffanyhaiti.blogspot.com.
Let's go. See, listen, this is what it's
I'll
all
put it in
about,
the
folks.
chat.
Right here. This is what it's all about, right here, right? Continuing to build our community and make connections all over the world, right? Like, this is a global community, folks. I don't know if some of y'all know that, but this is a global community, folks, right? Like, from Canada to India. Like we do the world thing. The Philippines in the building, like we do things. Zambia and Nude, right? She was smoke and fire. Black lavender. Oh my gosh! Now I got to figure out how to get my hands on some of that because I didn't even know that was a thing. Black lavender. I need that in my life. Sensuality immersed in water. Empress of lovers. That I don't know if I want to. I don't even know. I don't even want to see her. Nope. I don't even want to smell her. I sure don't. Listen, thank you for putting in the work. Really, really incredible. Thank you so much for what you do. And listen, don't be a stranger, right? All right. One more artist, and then we'll go to halftime. Coming up next. Listen. I told y'all the storyteller was in the building, right? Author of so many. Listen, I'll have him in a second. I call this cat the Vincent Price of poetry, and you're about to find out why. The one and only Ike Waltz is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Ike, always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
Two pieces, but kinship? This is my shortest but most important poem I ever wrote. Let us comprehend. Election 2024. Paradoxum ad nauseum. America deserved a monster. The free world did not. Let me say it again. Election 2022, paradoxum ad nauseum. America deserved a monster. The free world did not. And remember, America is still part of the free world to some of us. Second piece. Hail Mary! Or is it Ave Maria? Hail Mary! A daily jibber-jabber overheard in the ancient streets of Rome, Anno Domino 2024. Inspired 1741 by one divine moment of the ending of Bach's Goldberg Variations number 25. A two-tone repetitive message signaling that infinity, after all, ignites hope, mocking only the dull edges of wasted time. Ave, Ave, Ave. Ave America, panic in Agericum. Corpus Donald per diem. Ave Trumperator, Te Deum laudamus, Donald J. Salutatus enemy populus. Good morrow. No friends, you won, and we lost. You may graze safely, sheep you are. Meh, meh, meh. Ave commander in mischief. Ave verum pinci corpus. Corpus satani sum. Corpus Christi once so miraculous. Now panic in Agericum. Ave trumperium magnificus. Ave America humilis. Ave Pussy Camelot. Libertas Superman, avete vos civis, ave T-Rex moriturus de salute, ave America asinus est, asinus sum, ave America elephantis vitio. When fear darkens day, then hope lightens sight. Just don't you forget, history must relieve itself. And what do? We make laugh, we hate, we kill, we forgive, and we conveniently forget all of it. Failing to explain this perpetuate forever. Why? Infinity, after all, has a way to ignite hope, mocking only the dull edges of wasted time. Ave America, I am yours, and deep inside you are forever mine. Quando corpus morietur, facut animae donetur. Paradisi gloria, ave, 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 America. And now my brain runs amok. Beep, beep, bap, chibum, ping, ping, repeats this frickin' thing. Boom, boom, ding, dang, sum, chibum, pussy, mousy. Amen, lousy trumpis, vulgus curriculum. Amen. Amen. Trump won't understand one word of what I just said. Thank you.
Yeah. And then this guy just started flipping languages. Man, unmute yourself. Give it up for Ike. Whoa.
You are amazing.
Short and sweet and to the point. You know, that was amazing, Ike. Wow.
Yeah, you just exist on some other plane altogether, Ike. I mean, the language you generated on that, and so many lines are just, infinity after all as a way to ignite hope. That's just another line I need on a plaque on the wall. Just keep being Ike and coming here, please.
That sounds like a really dope idea, Mr. Skiff. Honestly, that sounds like an incredible idea. I don't know how I'm gonna pull it off, but I just had the idea to just, get poems from everybody and just like tape them all over my walls. Make it, the depth of inspiration is from the people that have helped me grow. You know what I mean? Wow, man, I've known that you're a great storyteller, but then you start doing it that way, right? And you start speaking in a language that Ike speaks. It's pretty amazing, sir. Right? You said paradoxium ad nauseum. Man, right? Free world did not remember, right? America is still part of the free world to some of us. And then the second piece, sir, listen, I'm not even gonna, no, I'm not even gonna tap dance on that door. That sounded like so much Latin. It was like, but you're incredible, sir. What you do and how you do it. Thank you. Thank you for being a member of our community and continuing to rock at the highest level. Thank you. All right, before we pass it off to Ron, I just want to shout out a couple people. Shout out to the God, Baba Ngoma and Oshunyo Yin. They won't be able to make it this evening, but always want to shout them out. Shout out Jenny in the building. Canby is here. Deep Thought Lyricist, I see you in the building. Tracy Cunningham, Escape Artist, is here. Listen, we are going to pass it to the dopest tech in the Zoomverse, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, a.k.a. RMT. If you're not down with RMT by now, damn it, you should be. All the way up in the Bronx. What's good, Ron? How you feeling this evening?
I'm feeling okay, and yes, that's where I'm zooming in from the Bronx, and how wonderful that we're getting to see and hear some newcomers, as well as some of our community members who we hadn't seen for a while, but who we are happy that they have found their way back. So even if you cannot make it here every day, every week, we are always happy whenever you can make it. So Elemental, thank you for continuing to host this greatest community and wonderful online open mic here at the Nuyorican Poets Cafe. I am Ron Mark Thompson, the tech assistant and the back end. And yes, unfortunately, like last week, we are still experiencing issues with our live stream. So we are not able to see live on YouTube what is going on in Zoom right now. But like last week, I will then instead manually upload the recording tonight. Last week, it was up on our YouTube channel by 1:30 a.m. Eastern time, so it'll be around the same time tonight once I was able to finish down and uploading it. So that way you can always rewatch your performance and rewatch anything you may have missed. On that note of live streams, yesterday was our in-person open mic at the Loisaida Center, hosted by Supreme. And that one, in case you missed that, we started live streaming those open mics as well. So if you go to our YouTube channel and look in the live section, you will see there yesterday's open mic in case you wanted to watch it. On that note, our next in-person event coming up after tonight will be on Monday at the Bowery Poetry Club, our regular weekly Nuyorican Bowery Slam. Everyone who wins on Mondays then goes on to compete at the final Friday Slam. So let me give out a huge shout out to Dr. Z Page. After competing several times on Mondays and, always making it close to the second round, this time she made it into the second round and she won by 0.1 points. I am not kidding you. A tenth of a decimal point, Dr. C. Page won. So thank you so much for attending on Mondays, for also being here online on Thursdays, and we get to see Dr. C. Page and the other Monday winners this month on the Final Friday Slam, one time only, virtual via Zoom, because it is the day after Thanksgiving. So if you have not been able to come to New York City, for those of you out of town, this is your chance to see how our Final Friday Slam goes. Dr. C. Page and the others will be competing for a spot to compete at the Grand Slam, the annual Grand Slam, which is in December. So on November 29th, our last Final Friday Slam of this year, virtual instead of at the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater, 9:30 p.m. the day after Thanksgiving. It is free. All you have to do is go to our ticket calendar, sign up. You can also donate, give us a contribution, and then we will add you to the list of tickets for the Zoom. As I said, save the date, December 27, which is the last Friday in December. That will be our Grand Slam. We will keep you posted where we will hold that by November 29th. When we hold the virtual Final Friday Slam, we should be able to have our venue secured, and we will then inform you where we will hold this one. So save the date, December 27 in person. Also in person, November 21st, that is 1 week from tonight, November 21st, 6:30 p.m., Nuyorican Poetry, a body mix open mic hosted by our executive director, La Brua, featuring poetry and songs by Bonafide Rojas and Sammy Nemir, including a video clip that La Brua will be showing. That one takes place in the Clemente, which is a cultural center not too far from where the Nuyorican Poets Cafe's location is, in the Lower East Side in Manhattan. Like us, they are actually currently going through a building reconstruction, but one of their theaters inside that place is open, and that is where this program will take place. So you can get tickets on their ticket site, which if you go to our ticket site, we have a link to that ticket site to them, and you can see that. Yeah, and on the note, so while we are closed for our own building construction, we continue our other in-person events at other venues, such as the Women Orator Wednesday open mic at the Lois Cider Center, first Wednesday of the month, which means the next time will be December 4th. And Supreme's open mic every second and fourth Wednesday of the month. We had one yesterday. Next one will be the day before Thanksgiving, which is November 27th, and thereafter on December 11th. And again, those are in-person open mics, but we do live stream them. And by the way, on the note of live streaming, we also live streamed on Instagram for the first time the second round of the Nuyorican Bowery Slam this past Monday, and we're going to intend to do so again this coming Monday. So if you cannot make it to New York City, go and watch our IG Live or watch the recorded video afterwards. You can even now go to our Instagram and see the one from this past Monday. Online, continuing Thursdays, Elemen2al, hosting our online open mic. Tickets for artist RSVP slots open 24 hours before. If you didn't get a chance to get your ticket, let Elemen2al or me know. I believe we have 2 or 3 performers already signed up for the good luck round list. If anyone else here who has not been able to sign up yesterday or this morning for tonight's open mic, let us know and we will add you to the good luck round. And online you can also find our many Beatniks on the Road episodes. We have one more episode coming up of New York. This is 2 weeks from now. And then as we are regrouping and reapplying for a grant from Mid-Atlantic Arts, we hope to bring you more Beatniks on the Road episodes so we can go and visit, all the other United States we haven't been able to get to, including Wisconsin, where we're going to get to in the next few minutes, our next performer. In the meantime, this Saturday, Know Thyself, a meditation and stream of consciousness poetry workshop led by Charlie Vasquez, 12 noon Eastern time. Get your tickets on our online calendar. And we are also offering a monthly poetry slam workshop hosted and taught by Tony McPherson, who is our Final Friday Slam host. That one, the next one is taking place December 10th, and those are thanks to a grant by Poets and Writers, free in addition to the support of the New York State Council on the Arts. So for any and all these events that you saw here or that I didn't get a chance to mention, make sure that you have bookmarked our calendar, nuyorican.org/calendar. Our social media sites are all on our link tree, our website, our YouTube channel. We have plenty more amazing programs coming up. Our next teenage open mic takes place at P&T Knitwear Bookstore on December 7th. Charlie's next workshops, the meditation online workshops, the next ones will be Saturday, also December 7th and the 21st. So again, there is plenty to choose from. We are not shy of continuing to offer and bring you as many programs as we can, because we love you, the community. And this is not just coming from me, Ron, the program and operations assistant at the Nuyorican Poets Cafe, but I'm sure that everyone else in the Nuyorican Poets Cafe thinks the same. So we are so happy about that. So on the note, as Elemen2al mentioned, our next duo from New York City, Ngoma Hill and Osho Nguyen, unfortunately weren't able to make it. So we're going to instead go a little bit over to the west, into the middle of the country, to Wisconsin, so we can welcome the president of the Wisconsin Poet, P-O-E-T chapter. And I hope I got that right. Welcome back, Mr. I Inspiration. You are certainly an inspiration for all of us. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I wasn't expecting to go so early. I had a little complication when signing up last night. I did call in or do what I was supposed to do around 7:10, 7:11, but then I didn't get the conference. I don't know what happened, but
hey, you made it here, and that's important, though. You made it regardless. So
yes.
What happened?
Thank you. Well, so caught me a little off guard, but I'm gonna go back to the old book. I'm gonna go to I had two pieces. I got my daughter in the background here tonight, so if you hear a little extra, that's her painting on the ground. All right, it's called "Am I Hollow or Just Alone?" Questions upon questions upon questions, wondering what's left inside of me. Don't I remember us? Don't I remember me? Seemed like brothers when we talked last night for hours about what we want and what we need to do. Yet, how are we still here? Why are we still here? I know we had that 5-year plan and 5-year habits so we can have it, though why does it feel like the Lord is trying to kill me and the devil keeps saving me? Like he just enjoys sparring with me, knowing that I'm going to win despite all my sins. I mean, I'm weird, yet I'm winning, baby. That's what we keep telling ourselves as we sat there hand in hand. Yet I know you can't feel. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. What's done is done. It's as if you were dead. Ma cries endlessly to her God how she misses the way that you were instead of how you are. It's so important to make friends in life. I told you that over and over again. It's just so hard when your only friend sits there with blank expressions on their face. I need you. I told you that over and over again. Tell me, am I hollow or just alone? It's just all so cloudy to me. I mean, it's like there's light trying to shine through, yet it's just so cloudy to me. All you say in response to me is, what don't kill you will only make you stronger. Yes, it will. So how strong do you want me to be? How strong do you really need me to be? What kind of war are we fighting? What are you preparing me for? When it's all said and done, all I have is me and my best friend. And that best friend is me. And that's that piece. Running the pages of, I'm penning the pages of my life like Maura Gale told me to do. Since my memory isn't the greatest, I'm going to make sense. I keep all the pages safe too. In fact, I may have to rewrite them a few times just so I can remember me too. Mora also told me to be real, to be transparent, and most of all, to be true to the ink. Because I am beyond blessed. I'm in his grip. So I keep the pen and the dream alive. I will not settle for less. So I bring the word inside when I bring the poem so you can ingest the message. Take it in like a drink of wine. I'm breaking bread and I'm dropping jewels. The state of my poetry right now is kind of tipsy, yet smooth and flowing like cursive. Coming from that of the ink at that of the time of the end of a feather, where the smudges of the ink that lie on the tip of the fingers to the bags that reside underneath of the owner's eyes. I inspire from the wariness of the mind because I've kept my windows open to its many different states and shades that reside outside of a closed mind. And I cry at a moment of hope. I push for hope. Hope, home, opportunity, prosperity, and education. I hope the future keeps me penning the pages of I inspiration. And that's my time. Oh, what?
No.
Oh, what? Listen, this cat just does his work, man. Unmute yourself. Give it up for I inspiration.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. My daughter keeps telling me I'm not that goat. I'm not that goat.
Sorry, baby. We here to tell you that he might be on to something. Like, bro, you might have to rock with him.
Yeah, be true to the ink, Craig. You sure that's not a tattoo on your arm?
Not yet. Not yet. I do have a few though, but
such a dope line, man. Like, listen. Did y'all hear that? Y'all heard Joski, huh? Y'all heard Joski just strumming in the background, just getting down, like, for real. Like, that dude can play background for me any day of the week. Just letting y'all know. Listen, man, inspiration, what you do, man, like, right? As the president of a chapter, as a hustler, man, like it comes through in your work, right? You keep putting in the work, you keep putting in the steps every day, man, and it truly does come through in your work, man. How strong do you need me to be, man? Like if more little boys had the courage to ask their dad that, things might change, right? Um, Running the pages out, he said, keep all these pages safe too, so I can remember me too. Like, come on, man. Keep the pen and the dream alive, right? I'm breaking bread and dropping jewels. Like, keep up, right? Like, yo, man, I appreciate you for that. And then I cry at a moment of hope. I think that is a great balance of your work, man. I truly appreciate what you do, bro. Listen, make sure y'all show your love to Ron Mark Thompson. I'm serious, man. Like that dude puts in so much work. Make sure you show your love to RMT. For real, man. Like, I appreciate you so much, Ron, for all that you do, sir. Keeping this starship afloat. Appreciate you. All the way up in the BX. Appreciate you, man. All right, coming up next. Where'd that cat go? There he is. This cat comes through. Listen, this cat's about that work, right? Always in motion, right? Every time this cat comes through, I don't think I've seen this cat sit still, not a once, right? And his poetry is just that same way, on the move. The one and only Warren Dixon in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, man. Always great to see you. Come on, take it away.
Listen, I was hoping to come in here with that spidey sense that you always tell me I have, but I think I lost out this time. So hopefully next week I can, I can spy up on you. How's everybody doing? Hope y'all are doing well. I do have a poem that I'm gonna share, and good news, it's based on tonight's theme. So before I get to that poem, I actually have a short poem that I want to do. And this one is called Elemental. Elemental on my Zoom screen, looking clean like the green machine that I've seen. That's all. I'm in a silly mood, y'all, so forgive me. But on a serious note, though, I do have a poem, and like I said, it's based on the theme. So this one is called Three L's of Togetherness. I would like to dedicate this piece to us men, men who are naive to see a good thing at home. We often get caught in temptation and let it win because we are too foolish to accept our wrongs. So read, picture, and listen to what you can salvage from missing. She is at home, crying herself to bed, alone, waiting for you to make your return. Young man, I understand that you are upset, but love is eternal solely with the will to learn. Go home to apologize to her. Listening is the best gift she prefers. Put the streets on hold for a while because you need to get your home in order. Walking away from something worthwhile does not define a man nor even a quarter. Go home to apologize to her. Honesty is the next gift she prefers. Men, if we hold on to a good thing like this, there ain't nothing from giving her happiness. After all the years you both invested with the innocent kids you must raise, giving up on it what you just ingested because she wants to get in your face, go back to embrace that woman. Love is one thing you have in common. What you two have so special, outsiders envy the blessing they see. Misery enjoys company, so be careful and fighting for what God gave you to keep. Go back to hear that woman. Each other is another you have in common. Men, if we hold on to a good thing like this, there ain't nothing from giving her happiness. Men, now let us make it known. We will listen, learn, and love all of our strong women at home. Poem.
Yo. Okay. Okay. That's heavyweight. I appreciate that. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Warren Dixon.
Hey.
Thanks, Warren. That's what I call real masculine strength. Thank you for that.
Facts.
Real masculine strength. You know, that's what I always bring every Thursday.
Let's go. I appreciate that.
That was amazing. It was amazing in its powerful honesty. Maybe too bad Diddy didn't hear that in advance. But
ouch.
No, she did it.
Party came to put in work this evening,
bro.
y'all. Like, yo, I'm telling you, I love that shit. Let's go. Like, yo, listen. Oh, I get excited, baby. Listen, this is what we're here for, folks, right? This is what artists are here for, to bring it up, to dig in those deep wells of darkness and talk about how encompassing it is, how beautifully delicious the darkness is. You just adopted the dark. I was born in it. Right? Like, come on, man. Like, love it. Love it. I appreciate you for putting in that work, Warren. Right? The three L's of togetherness, man. Like, that's just listening is the best gift. Honesty is the next gift. Like, love is the one thing you have in common, right? Never forget. Never forget, folks. Misery enjoys company. Appreciate you, sir. Appreciate you, man, for always putting in that work, man. Truly. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, we have heard this gentleman all evening, right? And listen, this cat's got more claim to this than any of us. Trust. The only cat that I know who truly rock with the founders, the only cat that I know who is in the original Allowed anthology from the Nuyorican Poets Cafe, the one and only Jedi Master is here. Mr. Paul Skiff, let these folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
Hey, thanks. I am on the IG at Skiffgram. Was gonna do a poem, but I kind of got compelled by talking to my own mind, like Bonnie was talking about earlier, to just speak on something uh, as the result of some things that went on at the cipher after last reading last Thursday. And I'm feeling good. I got invited to get closer to the spirit by 2 mojitos. So my brain's full of ron oscuro desde Cuba, crudo azúcar. I don't have anything to say, but I got this to say, which actually speaks to the theme of kinship, and that's the kinship we all make here tonight. Um, and first, I do not speak as the official voice of the Nuyorican Poets Cafe. I don't have authority to do that. So RMT and Elemental, at any time you feel you need to stop me or correct me, I am counting on you to do so. I just speak on my own behalf as an individual who's been walking into the Nuyorican Poets Cafe since the founder took my hand and led me through the front door more than 35 years ago. I speak as an individual who had a personal and professional relationship with the founders of the cafe for more than 35 years. An individual who did much work in collaboration with the founders. And this is what I say. To anyone here who does not know it, you are right now virtually at a New York City, Puerto Rican working class pub. To quote the founder of the Nuyorican Poets Cafe, the Nuyorican Poets Cafe is a New York, Puerto Rican working class pub. That is the physical place and the virtual place where we are now. And the cafe's community standards are built from this. Also, this place is an organization, as an organization, is a New York City, Lower East Side, or more exactly, Loisaida Community Cultural Center that has gone global, that is founded on traditional Puerto Rican and contemporary Nuyorican cultural values. One of the most celebrated values here is diversity. If you're not familiar with the level of diversity, there are public schools here where there are 36 different languages spoken, and that translates into poetic language. All tonight, have heard just as many different types of poetic languages. So make no mistake whatsoever, everyone is welcome here. And I am proof of that because obviously I'm from the Nuyo side of the Rican, and that welcome goes to poetry. Everyone who shows respect for the community values here will find a welcome for their poetry. This is a place that is far more tolerant than anywhere else you can go. The majority of people who come here are from the diverse populations of America and the diverse populations from around the world. It's their experiences, their emotions, their traumas, joys, heartbreak, beauty, their jokes, their sense of humor, their inspiration, their profound wisdoms, their spiritual revelations, their hopes, dreams, aspirations, struggles, sexualities, histories, tradition, pride, defiances, and heritage that are going to be heard and prevail here. It is their art and poetry. The community standards and values here are built of this. The Nuyorican Poets Cafe, as part of its mission and vision to preserve, promote, protect, and teach these community standards and values. Now, if all of this is too much for you to sift through, or you're not getting where I'm going with this, I will break it down to you in 4 simple things. If you would not walk into a Puerto Rican working class pub where you are, you might want to rethink why you walked in here. If you would not walk into a community cultural center founded and built on preserving, protecting, promoting, and teaching traditional Puerto Rican and contemporary Nuyorican cultural values, you might want to rethink why you walked in here. If you would not walk into a poetry reading where it is guaranteed you will hear poetry that is confrontational, provocative, challenging, difficult to experience, and contains harsh realities you may not relate to, that will not flatter and please your values, then you might want to rethink why it is you walked in here. And lastly, if you are a person who has introjected, internalized, assimilated conservatism's values and ideas, or any other isms, values and ideas, so that they have become institutionalized in you, so you think there are only 2 kinds of humans, conservative or liberal, and you no longer see or hear with your own eyes and ears, but instead you are doing the seeing of the institution of conservatism, you might want to rethink why you walked in here. There are just individual people here. This place does not exist as the illusion of a world split in 2. There are just individual people who come to share their poetry and create a loving community, a safe space, a free and open action space in the Nuyorican tradition, where people come to stand up and speak out about the things that concern them. If you have a problem with this, I personally, respectfully suggest you might want to rethink why you came here. I say all of this to preserve and memorialize Miguel Algarin, Richard August, Shorty Bombon, Jorge Brandon, Diane Burns, Americo Cassiano, Lucky Cienfuegos, Sandra Maria Estevez, Eddie Figueroa, Belle Starr, Lois Elaine Griffith, Tato Laviera, Miguel Loperina, Jesus Papaleto Melendez, Jose Pereno, Reverend Pedro Pietri, Miguel Pinheiro, Bimbo Rivas, Raul Santiago Sabasco, Tazaki Shange, and all the poets, dancers, artists, musicians, actors, comedians, playwrights, along with those who love them, whoever walked into or will walk into the cafe in any of its forms, to cherish, revel in, celebrate, teach, and pass forward the community standards of the Nuyorican Poets Cafe, invoking their names. I, Paul Skiff, say so. And that is all you gotta know.
Like, you asked for that, and you got all of it. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Paul Skiff.
Oh, thank you, Paul. Thank you.
Like tonight, nobody is holding back, Elemental. Like this is like Paul. This is like the strongest we've ever seen from you. But it's wow. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul.
And Paul, I want to say here from Wisconsin and from the Poet Chapter family, what happened in that cipher last week is not a representative of Wisconsin or or our chapter. So I just want to make sure that's known. I don't know those people. Elemental told me about it, and I did not. I don't respect how Josh went about that. I really don't. He was looking.
No
He was
apologies necessary and very heartfelt. I take that to heart, Craig. Thank you.
No, most definitely. You're a great man, and from what I understand, you were trying to control the situation, and there was no apologies needed that night. He knew what he was doing. I re-listened to the poets that I didn't get to hear because I left because that was my anniversary. But I left, and then I listened to the rest of the poets. I'm sure he was really butthurt, but he did not have to go into the cipher. He did not have to go into the cipher. He went into the cipher to argue. That's what he did. And me personally, I wouldn't even welcome him back here. You know.
See, here's the thing about that, right? And listen, for the folks who were not in the cipher last week, right? There was someone who made some comments, right? Who brought a level of energy that wasn't good. I'll just say that, right? And they kind of alienated themselves by speaking some pretty rough things. The folks who were in the building will remember he said some pretty rough things. All right. So, but I'm thankful, right? That Mr. Skiff was able to simply reiterate and even more so about what I said from the beginning, right? Everyone here represents themselves. None of us, not even myself, speak for every aspect of the Nuyorican Poets Cafe, right? And none of us can, right? None of us can. So everyone who shares their energy in this building, it is your own platform. It is your own space for you to speak for you, right? If you can't do that here, then you're in the wrong place. Would you see yourself walking into a Puerto Rican working class pub to share some work that you really did? Would you? Or would you just sit outside and say, I'm not brave enough for that? Right? So I want y'all to know when this comes out, I want y'all to go back and listen to what the Jedi Master just said. He mentioned all the founders of the cafe, right? And for the folks who don't know, one of the last names he mentioned, Reverend Pedro Pietri, the name of the street that the cafe sits on. All right. This is how deep the Nuyorican Poets Cafe goes into this community. As he said, the New York City Lower East Side Community Cultural Center. Like, come on. Right? Those who have assimilated, institutionalized inside you, listen, go back. I implore all of you. You all got homework. Go back and listen to Paul Skiff's poem, right? And make sure you understand the importance of the founders and why it's important for us to continue to do this. Anybody else been rocking for 35 years? Anybody else in the building? Anybody else can make that claim? Anybody? Anybody? All right. Just saying. Just saying. Right? Appreciate you, Jedi Master, for what you do and continuing to do it with us. Truly appreciate you. Coming up next, this gentleman right here, man, he's been coming through, and I swear every time I hear him, man, he just gets better and better, more confident. Listen, I'm telling you, prepare yourself for the one and only Principe is Guilty Jr. is in the building. Listen, let these folks know where they can find you, Principe, man. It is always great to see you. It has been a minute, but always great to see you, man. Come on, take it away.
Thank you. My name is Principe. I will be sharing a few poems. The first poem is called "The Woman in Front of Me." Sitting in front of me is a curvaceous woman. Her eyes dance all over my body. Her body is in glacier. I want to make a holy request, a prayer, all at her, all at her holy fortress. I daydream what I would do to her. My engine revved up, the red steering wheel turned in every direction, heading for collision. She demeanor. I want to water her soil, yet her cardone needs photosynthesis too. Watching her garden is like a mother seeing her son grow up, a beauty. Whenever, whenever she lets me be her gardener, I'll be ready to plant. Whenever the day, she will become the mortality of my loneliness. Freedom is a dancer. Freedom is a dancer. It got various styles. It can be loose, breakdancing, within culture, demonstrating youthful movements. Freedom moves like salsa. It's a nimble recourse, helping you find yourself, all in the midst of self-love. Salsa runs through the beat-colored veiny vessel of your very being. Let this dancing freedom take over you. It will keep you. It will keep you free and open. Besides, you're a dancer. You got many styles. And I'll read two more. Parental guidance wasn't almost parental guidance was almost non-existent. All love and some discipline. Nothing like a father's maestro hand conducting the household conducting the household role masterfully. My mother was everything, but she couldn't do it all. While she was at work, I soaked in subliminal visual messages from the culture, AJ and Free, 106 in Park. For self-pleasure, I watched unadulterated pixels as a pastime, all the pass of time. I broke the flat screen computer after I got frustrated for an unknown reason. So, I got away with so much, and much needed exhortation was needed on the daily, was needed, a much needed exhortation was needed on a constant basis. Not one, not two, but enough times. Enough time enough time plus love equal a good human. What if I had a fatherly presence in the home? Who would I be now? You know, I'll read one more. An open door. This human is an open door. A new lesson will be learned. An unexpected guest I never expected. A mating close in age, a mentor or a friend. Like a withered, unwatered plant, I droop into the fertilized soil. My timorous self moved begrudgingly. Even a nightmare walks through. A bad friend, a snake, a hyena. Embrace it all. Let the moments soak past the body's hypodermis, because each moment opens the soul's eyes to others. Acknowledge each one and apply the teacher's lesson. They are the prevailing thing walking through the open door. Each one teaching you something every day. This is God's pedagogy of showing you a new life. Thank you.
You start dropping pedagogy, man. You coming up, boy. Listen, unmute yourself, give it up for Principe.
Yes, Principe.
Principe,
Right.
oh my God, you remind me, I have to do more writing myself, though. Like, I am so inspired by you and everyone else. Like, my goodness, I need to write more. Thank you, Principe, for keep showing up and writing and reading. Amazing.
Yeah, I second what Elemental said, Principe. You know, you are a teacher. Make no mistake about it. It's just the wisdom of the poetry you generate. I'm always pulling out lines from your poems that I want to have on a plaque on the wall. You know, if I added all those up, it would almost be a guidebook to life.
Man, you had some heavyweight was in. I don't know if y'all got them all, but he had some. Listen, he said her body is iglesia. I want to make a prayer. For those who don't know, iglesia is church in Spanish. like, come on, right? Her corazón needed photosynthesis. What? Her heart. Um, you know, all in the midst of self-love. Freedom is a dancer. What? Man, right? Frustrated for unknown reasons, right? Opens the soul to eyes of others. Like, listen, again, man, keep writing, right? Because your writing comes from such a real place, man, and it's felt every time. Appreciate you, Principe, for what you do and sharing it with us. Before we move on, I want to make sure I shout out the representative of the greatest community in the world in the final Friday Slam. The one and only Dr. Z Page is in the building. Listen, I'm not gonna put them on the mic. I just want to show them love. Listen, man, what you're doing is the first time ever, which would make you a trailblazer, which would also make you an originator, never an imitator. You deserve where you are because you put in that work. And I am looking forward to that match. Oh, all of those matches, trust and believe. Unfortunately, I will be a judge. So I can't necessarily show you all the love that I want to. However, I'm rooting for you. Please know that. And I know you're going to bring the heat because I know what you do. They don't know what they're in for yet, but I know what you do. Thank you. Thank you for representing the greatest community in the world and yourself in a major, major way. Truly appreciate it. All right. Coming up next, this cat, man. Listen, like, I gotta find something better, but like this is like the Eminem of poetry right here, man. For real. He works so hard, man. He puts in some heavy, heavy work when you hear his work. The one and only Zach Frater in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, man. It is always great to see you. Come on, man. Take it away.
Thank you, dude. Thank you so much. It's okay. Tire swing, rope around an old tree, see kid feet dangling. Almost look like a breeze swaying back and forth. Walk up, no acknowledgement, avoids eye contact. Well, shoes are untied. Ignores me. I could have been a ghost. Kid looks tired, looks forlorn. Maybe 12 or 13. His eyes look about 44. Dirty blonde hair, sad disposition. Hey, kid, what went wrong? Too young to be so sad. Many miles of road still ahead. Boy raises his eyes, looks directly in mine. His shoes are dirty. Eyes been crying, wet like field after summer rain. Hell, kid, you okay? No, I've been abandoned. Boy spoke with shame. Everything was his fault. Lost everyone I ever loved. I don't have anywhere to go. My heart is lost. I don't have a home. Could barely speak, but I found words. No, you must have a mom and pa. They left a long time ago. Well, you believe in God, kid? Look down his dirty shoes. He rolled a pebble under his toe. I don't believe in anything anymore, especially not a magic man who doesn't show up for a boy in distress. I was abandoned. First day of life. Only person I depend on is myself. Blonde hair and blue eyes. All this pain made me strong. At least that's what people tell me. I don't trust anyone anymore. Not the Bible or Judge Gavel. Damn, this little boy been through a lot. Can tell by look and eyes he's cold and dark. He's been discarded. All those people should have, but weren't here. You developed calluses, heart probably covered in scars. Adverse to people in love, this boy had less love than a stray dog. Look for words. I don't know, maybe encouragement. There's got to be a light at the end of the tunnel. Hey, it can't be so bad. Kid, you don't have to look back. Well, can't trust nobody that says they love. Not even kisses and hugs. Hidden behind a smile is just sticks and stone. If they don't hurt my bones, they should stab me in the heart. I can't talk to Pan no more. There's no God neither. I depend on myself, and that don't get me far either.
Yo, I told you, man. This dude, he just does that. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Zach Frater.
Zach, I just love your you're so raw and you just bring yourself, you're like your soul. It's so, I mean, even with your shades and like your reading persona, like it's so raw and you give us so much of you and it's so intimate that way. And I love that about your reading.
And I think to quote one of your lines, like I'm paraphrasing, I'm lost and I don't know where to go. I'm glad that you're finding your way here on Thursdays. So happy.
We've got you. We're holding on to you.
Yeah, I hear what Elizabeth's saying. It's so much, you know, the essence of what you're up to, Zach, is this almost kind of unfiltered, unprocessed observations. And that goes to a kind of, well, Elizabeth said raw, you know, it's a kind of honesty and truthfulness, you know?
Yeah, it's very transparent and it's very trusting of us that like if you bring that heavy stuff, we're here to hold you and we will. Yeah.
You see, this is why I say what I say. And I've told you we're going to show you this evening why this is the greatest community in the world. Right? This is real life, folks, right? No gimmicks in this building, right? The way that he delivers his work, the passion behind your work. I would probably wear glasses too so people couldn't look into my soul either if it was that tormented. But it's a beautiful torment, man, because you turn your torment into a torrent of emotion that comes through his poetry, man. And it's crazy, but it's a beautiful kind of crazy. You know what I mean? He said, ignored me. I could have been a ghost. Can't tell by looking, his eyes are cold and dark. Right? Heart probably has scars. Whose doesn't? Gotta be light at the end of tunnels. Hidden behind a smile is sticks and stones. Come on, man. That's just appreciate what you do, Zach. For real, man. Really, continue to do exactly what you do. All right. We are down to 3 poets on the guaranteed list and 3 on the good luck round. Let's get it. Coming up next, as I said, shout out the educators in the building. This incredible artist has come to us from across borders, from different spaces, almost different worlds. But she comes through and she gives you the type of poetry that you didn't really know you needed because she's a moon spirit, but she's actually going to help you calm the tides. The one and only Marianne Teff, aka Teflon Donna, in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
Thank you so much, Elemental RMT. What a great night tonight, poet friends. I really appreciate being here under the almost full Beaver Moon. And I'm here in Toronto. I am on theme. As some of you know, Elemental knows well. It's been quite a year for my family, my heart, my daughter, Julia. So I'm on theme tonight with 2 poems for her. And they are each called Synchronicity. Synchronicity reminds us to set our hearts to another's time. And the second piece, Synchronicity 2, I don't believe in it, But I know it's true, I always say, when people ask me about Reiki or astrology or heaven. I even have my favorite archangel, Michael, because he's the big boss and his aegis is my favorite color, like the porch roofs in Gullah country, painted spirit blue to ward off evil. So when I awakened at 4 a.m. in a soaking sweat, call it mother-daughter telepathy or some kind of blessed synchronicity, that I was not the least surprised to learn she was calling my name 6,000 miles away, en route to a Dutch hospital at the very hour my panicked ululations rang out across the cane fields and soft, narrow beaches of Marie-Galante, hours before the first ferry, because I knew something was terribly wrong with my only child. Thank you, poets.
Oh, shout out, Jules. Oh, my goodness.
Thank you,
Oh,
Elemental.
give it up for Marianne Tip.
That was exquisite. That's the only word I can say. It's absolutely deep,
beautiful,
heartfelt, exquisite. I felt like I was in bed with you at 4 a.m. I mean, I could just, I wouldn't do that to you, but I mean, it was that moving to me. Yeah, beautiful.
Beautiful bond between mother and daughter, 6,000 miles away. You did the telepathy. Oh my goodness, so she is so lucky to have you as her mom. That's amazing. Thank you, Mariana.
I don't think I've heard such a relayed great poem of interpersonal experience as that. The mother-daughter thing like that. I've only heard it just touched on here and there. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I have to imagine it was not so easy to translate into words. You think of yourself as an individual, we all do, but it's just not true. And that poem really just puts a pretty stark light on it. It's really something for everybody to remember.
Indeed. There's I don't think there's any way to quantify that connection between a mother and a daughter, between parents and children, right? When they are that connected, there's nothing that can quantify it. There's nothing that can explain it, because that is just what it is, right? And I can't say to this, right? I did what I could to be as close as I could to my children when they were in the womb, but I'll never ever be as close as their mother, ever, right? Their pulses were in sync. Like, you just don't forget that. It just is something about that. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful that Jules made it, that Jules is back on her feet, moving around, right? And now you get a chance to breathe again, right? Set our hearts to another's time. That's just amazing. She said she likes the Archangel Michael because he's the big boss. Right? In Gullah country, that's just whoo. And she was calling my name 6,000 miles away. Like, that sentiment is just stunning, right? And I don't know too many people can make that claim, if any others. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful you heard it. And everything is better. Not great, better. Thank you so much for what you do. Appreciate you. All right. Coming up next. Listen. I think he dipped, right? Yeah. Yep. Yikes. All right. Apologies from Mays. He will not be able to come through and rip this evening. It's having some electrical issues at the spot. So shout out CP Mays, shout out Swanye West, shout out Double Dragon. Trust me, you will want to hear Mays when he comes through again. All right, coming up next, this incredible artist, right? You saw him on the intro video. Because when he comes through, he has a very unique way of expressing his poetry, and I always look forward to hearing this cat. The one and only Douglas Collins in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
What's up, guys? How's it going? I'm gonna do two relatively short ones. This first one is called Poltergeist, and I wrote it after the election. Death knell to this democracy, an imbalance to our life force, a ship capsizing unsteady in its course, a written future byproduct of prophecy, diminishing the worth of our currency, voiceless utterances, language mangled and coarse. We collectively struggle to decipher coded Morse, inquire or retire, what's left of our economy. What do we do but dry heave and scream into the labyrinthine void of emptiness? Ultimate unchecked power may teem, magnitudes of blatant hate, unworthiness deem. This nation bound to primordial laziness, stripped of human liberty, reality cut from its seam. That's the first one. And this next one is called Third Eye Awakening. Aperture opens and awakens my third eye. Point and shoot or tracking shot. I see the festering and the rot, primordial decay from too much negligence, broken system battered. Do we submit to bound shackles, the clink clink of a chain gang, lights, camera, action, an OTS shot from a subject's point of view, a wounded healer who's now homeless, displaced, buoyed by the sheer force of willed imagination to eke out another day in this barren wasteland. When photographing, make sure to observe the rule of thirds. But things might still not be in focus. Maybe society needs a cauldron culled from the witches of hocus pocus, a bubbling brew steeped with nutrients to reanimate a languishing nation. Most view the world with shit-stained glasses, never rose-colored. Color turns to a rusted sepia. A new movement must take flight, for color grading is everything, propagated clarity. There are rare gems all around us if you just look for them, as genuine as four-leaf clovers and haystacks. But the bellicose backs of the rich inflame the issues of the underclass, cultivating a sepulchral morass. Is it crass to undermine the top 1% of earners? Stacks of money burned in fervent protestation as rent prices skyrocket and rampant urbanization ensues. You are the master builder, the architect of life-giving destiny. Thank you.
And that's how you come through, right? No matter how long you stay away, you come through and say, yo, I'm here. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Douglas Collins.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I really like that. It's up to you poem. What was that line? Most people see the world through shit-stained glasses. That's a new one on me.
That's
That
a
was
new one on me
great.
too. Getting there. I was definitely getting there. That was one, man. That's one that's gonna stick with me for a while. He said shit stained glass is not rose tinted. Like, come on. Um, language mangled in chorus, primordial decay from too much negligence. A wounded healer who is now homeless. When taking photographs, keep in mind the rule of thirds. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, right? What is it? F-stop, photo speed, and what is it? What is it? I can't remember. But yeah, the rule of thirds is really, really work, man. Like if you're taking pictures, keep in mind the rule of thirds. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. The master builder. Ugh. Just work, man. Thank you. Thank you for doing what you do, sir. We truly, truly appreciate you. Okay. I don't see the last person who signed up on the list, unless there's a Kalia in the building. Let us know if you're here or not. Otherwise, we are going to move forward. I don't see the other person that asked to be on the list either. So, guess who's coming up? This artist, I'm telling you, and this is probably the first night I haven't seen them like moving around crazily. So they must have things in real serious order. Love when this artist comes through because she always puts in that work. The one and only Elizabeth Horan in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
Hi, everybody. I'm so happy to see you all. Thanks for a great night. I'm sorry I missed the cipher last week. I was tired and I don't know. I love y'all for getting through it and supporting each other through it. It sounds like a real bummer. Um, so I had different ideas of what I wanted to read, but then I just came across this one and it's like, everything we've gone through with Trump and like the silencing of people, in my opinion, of how that feels. And so I think I'll read this and we'll just, why not? Okay, it's called My Name. Call me that which was never whole. Merciful Father, pride is a lion, is a predator, is my carcass. Wide open for the hours calling, monitor the tongues as they each take a turn in decoding this, what happened in my death hour. It was a regular Saturday for many, for me the smiling hour, for me the last time I would take pills, make coffee, visit the toilet, the shower. It was the last day of this name, vile crutch of self-demise, this thing which people do when they have nothing left to hope for. Despite the white ribbons and beautiful half-filled vases of rosewater crashing in the obnoxious wind of November. The things people do to hold a vigil for one another. So much energy and I make it pointless. Please don't be angry at me for being selfish. Everyone hates a kamikaze nosediver. I didn't mean to hurt you. I never wanted this name. This hush, mama's still talking name. This quiet child, the preacher ain't done with you yet name. This snake charmer, coil up in the basket, hide and play the blame game. This, I'll touch yours if you touch mine, kind of poisoning shame. This girl at the party with hand over her mouth and a hand down her pants, trying to scream for help, name. It is the name of the feminists paying for the wars of men. They do not call us by our birth names, but by circus, sham, ruckus, smear campaign. Call me that which was never whole. Or don't call me anything at all. Even if I am spilled rose water upon the lanai and you find yourself lying cheek to ground in my sweet stench of flower, sobbing, swearing my name through your pinched lips over and over, over, here, my name, the blind smear of suicide. Thank you.
What? The blind smear of suicide? Are you serious? Come on, man. Listen, unmute yourself. Give it up for Elizabeth. Hooray!
I'm happy you're here.
You never let us down. You did this really technical thing I've heard you do in a couple other poems where you do this build up. Like the first third of this poem is a build up, and I'm thinking, where is this going? Where is this going? And then you really flip the on switch and you got into the whole thing about the names, and that was just revelatory.
And it's really hard to describe at that level the feelings and what goes on. I mean, you read a headline and that's the end of it, sort of. And to tell the real stuff is really a skill. It's beautiful.
What I say about those things, folks, is we enjoy writing to themes, right? But those types of poems are the work, right? The poems that need to be written, right? We have fun, right? We working out, we in the gym, we just getting ready, right? But those that we need to work on, that's the game. That's when the lights are on. That's when the pressure is on you. Can you write what needs to be written, right? I was rapping with CP Mays today, right? He was at the spot. We were rapping, working on some stuff, right? It's about how you put it together, right? It's that work. If you're not going to put in the work, then please don't approach the page. However, if you do, know that poetry can take it. And this is one of those poems, right? Poetry can take it. This is one of those poems, right? Everyone hates a kamikaze nose diver. What? Obnoxious wind of November, right? The quiet child. The preacher ain't done with you yet. Right. I saw Tiffany Haiti jump on that one. The name of the feminist fighting the wars of men. Come on. What? Call me that which was never whole. You're pretty dope at what you do, man. I thank you for sharing it with us and always coming through. Truly appreciate you. All right. Closing out the evening because I haven't seen Dre Reyes jump in the building yet, right? So as of now, closing out the evening, and we'll jump into the cipher this evening. I know folks probably got some questions. We'll jump into the cipher this evening too. All right. So stay tuned after the live stream is over. Closing us out this evening. This gentleman, I have been waiting to hear what this gentleman has to say. All right. This gentleman wrote an entire book, right, about the events that have happened now, right? And I have been really waiting to hear his spin on this, his take on this. I shouldn't say spin, his take on this, right? Because he's been a part of this. All right. There it is. There it is. And I am looking forward to hearing what he has to say this evening. Y'all prepare yourself for the one and only Catman Bill in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Catman. It is always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
Well, I do have a blog on Subtract under my name, I think it is. It's Bill Katz at subtract.com. And my songs are on YouTube under Catman Bill. So before I perform a little song that really I first heard Dave Van Ronk perform it on an album I have of his. I want to just relate a little incident that I remembered in 1977 and 1978. I was mostly living in Florence, Italy, and I remembered going to a party one night, and someone behind me was having a conversation, and a woman said, "Oh, you know, those stupid Americans." And I turned around, and she suddenly realized that I overheard her, and she apologized and said, "I'm really sorry." And I looked at her and I said, "No, you're absolutely right. We are stupid." And apparently, we're still stupid. Maybe with some brief moments of brilliance, but that old stupid American ability comes roaring back every generation or so. So anyway, just a little song called One Meatball. A little man walked up and down. He found an eating place in town. Well, he looked the menu through and through to see what 15 cents could do. One meatball, one meatball. He could afford but one meatball. He told the waiter near at hand the simple dinner he had planned. Well, the guests were startled, one and all, to hear that waiter loudly call, "One meatball, one meatball." Oops, he could afford but one meatball. The little man felt so ill at ease. He said some bread, sir, if you please. Well, the waiter hollered down the hall, you get no bread with one meatball. One meatball. One meatball. He could afford but one meatball. The little man felt so very bad. One meatball was all he had, and in his dreams he heard the call, you get no bread with a one meatball. One meatball. One meatball. He could afford but one meatball. Thank you.
Man, you know, the artists that come through are just damn breathtaking. Unmute yourself, give it up for Cat Man Bill.
Love it, man.
That was beautiful, amazing, great.
I think Van
Great
Ronk
song,
is
Bill.
clapping right now, you know?
And it's interesting. We started with Joski and a guitar this evening, and we ended, you know. So subscribe to yes. Catman Bill has an amazing blog, by the way. Subscribe to his blog. You know, you get emails. You know, always interesting. Thank you, Catman Bill. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
No doubt. And listen, this is why I've been waiting to hear from him, right? Because I knew he would have something for us, right? And again, as we started out on that super jazzy guitar mix, we end on that super jazzy guitar mix. And I am thankful. I am thankful to every single artist who came this evening. Y'all are just amazing, right? You set a tone, right? Like y'all are just like perfect bookends, man. Like really. You and Joski, like the opening act and the closer, like that's a thing. I'm just letting y'all know that's a thing. I recognize it. Listen, as I said, stay tuned for the cipher. And listen, just for the folks who don't know, who may be inquiring, the cipher is just a space for us to come together and get to know each other more than just 3-minute poems, right? If you go to an open mic in a live space, after the open mic has closed, the folks will congregate outside, especially at the cafe, right? If you've ever been to the cafe or when the cafe reopens, you will understand what I mean by this cipher, right? Usually everybody finds their way outside on the sidewalk and everybody just groups into ciphers. Sometimes poetry does break out. Sometimes it's just a conversation about how we continue to move our craft forward. All right. It's not really about sharing poems, folks. It's more just about a true conversation amongst colleagues, right? To actually get to know these people. Because once you get to know them, you'll probably be even more amazed by just more than just their poetry. All right. So listen, it has been an incredible evening, right? And under the standards that we've been going, we're ending pretty early this evening. So I'm proud of everybody, right? Listen, to every artist who touched this microphone this evening, I am thankful for who you are and what you do, for the fearlessness that you stand on, for representing the founders of our cafe so beautifully, right? Thank you for flexing your freedom of speech and saying the things that need to be said. This is our charge as artists, folks, and you have to represent it now more than ever, all right? We're going to end the night like this. Until we meet again, may this energy we conjured this evening supercharge the rest of your week. Take this power, inspire others, energize creativity as we all hope to do through the spirit of Miguel Agarin. Your voice is appreciated, necessary, and always valuable in this space. Thank you for sharing it with us. Never forget, cowards get buried here, and we reclaim strength through our fearlessness. On behalf of the greatest community in the world, it has truly been a pleasure spending Thursday night with y'all. Till next week, peace and blessings.